Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. What else is plugged in there? We had that, and that shouldn't have done anything. So basically it's cycling on the server. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Another beautiful trading day. Friday. Today on the charts, let's look at the charts real quick. We have SIEN up 76%. We have WLDS coming up as well. They have, well, does both of them have PR? WLDS says wearable devices unveils adaptive AI-based algorithm for precise gesture learning. And then SIEN, they got the US FDA clears ALLO or ALLO X2 Pro Tissue Expander. So both of them have a little bit of PR on today, and we'll see how they play today. Let me make sure I got these over here on the scans. Pretty sure one of them will be getting up and going. Carvana continued its ride up as well. WLTS, WLDS, Snap, GM, CSX, and MDGS. MDGS is also up there, up 17%. MDGS. We'll see if it has a catalyst as well. Okay, so MDGS down here, no kind of PR today, just up 18%. It is a low float, but we need to see that catalyst. Let me go and see what kind of company that is so that we'll know if it has any kind of AI inclinations or anything like that on MDGS. Yo. All right. So let's go out here to the profile. They are into technology-based company, provides medical-related devices and products in the U.S. Okay, it offers whatever this endo stapler, an endoscopy system, which is used for the treatment of some kind of reflux disease. Let's look further down. Further, the company develops and produces and markets miniaturized imaging equipment and visualization solutions, electric vehicles. So it's into electric vehicles and wireless vehicle battery charging. Okay, so this could be an EV type thing, following some kind of EV play, but I don't know. It doesn't have any PR for today, but I definitely throw it on a watch for EV plays. So on my watch list, let's make a new group for EV MDGS. I just throw it on the watch. I'm probably not going to trade it or anything because it doesn't have any kind of catalyst on today. But that's definitely one to watch. Let's go back over here to WLDS. Am I tripping? No, I'm good. WLDS. When did I see this one? This one's, for some reason, I drew a trend out here. I don't know what day I drew that on. But yeah. I think Rooster might have called this one out a while back. But I know it was after these first two came in. TV, MR, Nvidia going on back up there. I like that. For my BMR trade, just hold these levels and start to hold above 400. Still swinging that trade, still holding that position. Good morning, Drifter. Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely make sure you hit that like button. Sometimes I forget that the algorithm is out here hunting for likes, right? Okay, let's jump back over here. So we pretty much got our top 10 volume movers here. Tesla leading, NIO, SIEN, Carvana, which was absolutely ripping the other day, and has continued to rip. Moved from the 16 up to the 25s in a day. WLDS, we just looked into this one. This one I added to the no, that was MDGS. WLDS, their news is their wearable devices unveils an adaptable AI-based algorithm for precise gesture learning, right? And I might put that on the watch too. When it comes to maybe, what could I call that? Gestures, AI and gesturing. I don't know. AI and gestures. And we'll put WLDS up there in that little group. So for this is my watch list. I kind of keep a running list of everything I'm watching. And then the ideas behind whatever the trade is, so I can remember, so I don't have to look all the way back. But the oil plays, INDO, PRT, credit payments, SoFi. I've been watching SoFi. I wish I would have seen SoFi and been willing to swing trade it. I saw this thing back at like $5, but it's neither here nor there. Still, at least I know my thesis was right. On BMR, I'm still holding that one. That's a possible Nvidia sentimental play. I don't know why this one's out here. Banks and dividends, watching Schwab, Ally, Bank of America, Citibank, FULT, and TFSL. Asset management, I got these ICMB, Grow, and OXSQ. All of these are dividend stocks as well, so I like those for the dividends. I got SoFi on here twice. I just realized that. One was for the student loan pay and then for the credit payment. So I must have saw news on it twice and just forgot to add it. And then the AI and gestures. So we'll see if anything else interesting comes up. And that's what I noticed. I just some of these kind of go by the wayside, and then all of a sudden they're popping up, and you're like, I remember I saw that. Oh my goodness, why in the world? But yeah, definitely keeping up with that. A couple of things that I'm doing now. I want to start looking at when I look at the market, I want to start looking at it more neutrally. Because a lot of times, man, I am 100% bearish on everything that's moving up. So I'm gonna try to start bringing a neutral, definitely being more neutral to start before I get, the facts behind it. That's like, okay, this is why this is bearish, right? And kind of building a case against a ticker or for a ticker if it is if it is going to be bullish, right? And kind of and putting that into my thesis, because a lot of times my thesis starts as this is trash, it's going down, and a lot of times that mentality is like it's kind of bad for a long having a mentality that's like, bro, it's going down, it's going down. Now I was right on that UCAR reliable. I see you're in here. You saw it back at 8. The timing was a little bit off, but it went back to 8 flat. I was like, yo, this thing's going back to 8, and I didn't know when it was going back to, but it made it back down there. What, a day after or whatever. He was trading it on this day right here where it popped up, and I was like, yo, this 1030 level here is looking like a head and shoulder. So this was looks like a shoulder, head and shoulder, and when I saw it come back up to this level, I was like, yeah, I think people are trying to get out. And so it did make it back down to 7. Maybe not on the day that I called it, but yeah, next day, $8. Um, what else? What else? If you're not a part of the Discord is where we drop all of the links to the lives and all of the links to any videos or our social medias and everything. Because Reliable Rudy's in there and he does a live stream as well. Let me drop the link to the Discord real quick at the beginning so you guys can have it, because a lot of times I do this at the end and it just doesn't get there. But he does post every time he goes live in the actual Discord, um in the actual Discord trade analysis. Okay, and so we'll pop that in there. Rudy says he has his eyes on NVAX for a potential trade today. Let's look at NVAX. Oops. Whoa, not in. No, that's wrong. Okay, so NVAX sitting at 773s right now. We go back a little bit, we can see that actually let's go back on the daily chart real quick on NVAX. Okay, so NVAX had a gap fill here. Had a gap down, came down, gap down again, held the bottom of this across this level of the 650s, right above the 650s, and has filled this previous gap, came back down, still held above, gapped up, came back down, tested this level again, and now it has looks like a high point of what, the 829s up there on NVAX on the daily. About right, 825-ish. Right now it's sitting at 769. It doesn't have any kind of PR today, but we'll see what it wants to do. But it definitely has touched this level of the right above the 650s multiple times and filled gaps and, done all of that above this 660. So I would definitely say that is some very obvious support right there that it's been touching on. I don't know if it's going to test downwards to back towards this before it goes up, or if you're going to accumulate in this level and then look for it to break out of the 819, 820 level. But either way it goes, definitely some nice support there. And I know it may look a little bit different because you may be looking on Trader View, or yeah, Trade View, whatever it's called. Let's go over here and look at NVAX. Let's pull up NVAX here. So looking on this one, this is the Trader View. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Trader View. So on this one, it has support. Am I on the right thing? Yeah. Yeah. Had a little bit of support. So it does look a little bit different over here. Let's draw an extended line. So this was one level of support at the 407s. So I don't know. Does it have room back towards this 4.7 before it goes up, or is it going to hold this higher, what we believe is a higher low here at the 550s, which isn't a super higher low, but it is a higher low. I don't know. It looks a little bit different on this one though, because here's TOS. What TOS shows on MVAX, and then TraderView. So that's why, you know, you want to look at multiple sources to kind of get your facts straight. Because 407 does not look like 407 on TOS just doesn't look like the low. It's right here at the 560s, 570s on TOS. Let's see, where is 4? Yeah, it doesn't even look like it's been down to 4. But we do know that TOS has the world-renowned charting, so I don't know which one to trust, right? TOS or TraderView. But I would definitely, you know, just be careful. Definitely cross-pollinate with the charting to kind of cross-talk it. But as for right now on TOS, that 570 was maybe a previous bottom. I don't know. I don't know which one to trust. Which one would you guys trust? The TOS or the TraderView? Because TraderView isn't even giving all the information back here. It doesn't even show all the... How far back is this going? 1996? What is this one going back to? Daily chart. This one only goes back to like 2020. So TOS is showing 2020. Can I expand that anymore? Nope, it's on max daily. I don't know. This one says 1996. So that is a lot of information, a lot of data. Let's see. Reliable Rudy says 825 potential neckline. Yep. Our charts looks very similar. If you interested in testing a thesis, TSM could have a swing in it. TSM. Let's go look at TSM. And I can't type. Okay, so TSM, we got this nice little ramp up back here into some consolidation around the 119s, back down to the 58s for a low here. Then it looks like it made a higher, well, actually it did a bunch of gapping in here, didn't it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps up. Then it came back and tested or filled one of these gaps. And then continued to gap higher. 1, 2. So a lot of gapping on that one. This is a Taiwan semiconductor. Well, I see on the news, Taiwan semiconductor, something like that. It may be a, what, semiconductor. Let me go and see. TSM. Oh, I forgot we still gotta look at the regular market that's going on today. Semiconductors, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, together with its subsidiaries. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I did. Together with its subsidiaries, manufactures, packages, and tests and sells integrated circuits on other semiconductor devices in Taiwan. Okay, it's a Chinese company, or is it a Chinese company? Or Taiwanese company. So yeah, incorporated in 1987. Does it pay dividends? Is my question. If I'm going to long-term invest, I want to get paid while I'm long-term investing. Statistics. Dividends. Okay, so it does pay a dividend. Annual dividend yield 1.81%. Okay. Payout ratio. Hmm. What's the dividend yield though? Dividend date, October 12th of this year. Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Um, let's go back over here to regular market. See what's going on with WLDS. Our low flows for today are MDGS, WLDS, and then SIEN. SIEN is the biggest gainer that is a part of the top 10 volume movers. It's up 78%, 5 million shares on it with outstanding shares of 11 million. Probably has an even smaller float than that. WLDS is up 17%, 2 million shares, 15 outstanding shares. And a lot of times when you see these on TOS, they're outstanding shares. Usually the float is going to be lower than the outstanding shares, but we'll go and look into that. And then MDGS has a million outstanding shares. So we'll definitely go and look into all that real quick. So starting with SIEN. SIEN, we have a float of 10 million, 10.5 million, which is smaller than the shares outstanding over here. It's 11 million over here. What are those insiders looking like? A lot of institutional holdings in this one on SIEN. The news behind SIEN was, I think I went over this one already. They got FDA clearance for a tissue expander. It was for breast reconstruction, I believe, on this one. Let me pull that up. Breast reconstruction screening. Yeah, breast. It's a screening tool for breast reconstruction patients, right? And as we know, these types can definitely give a big move. Anything dealing with body reconstruction or major surgeries and things like that, I would definitely keep on the watch for today. Up 77%. Let's quickly go over to WLDS. Wearable devices, adaptable AI-based algorithm for precise gesture learning. Let's also go to MDGS real quick, which is the last low float that I'm seeing on the scans. So no PR today on that one. So the top watches will be SIEN and WLDS for low floats that I'm seeing with some volume. Also seeing SoFi up here. SoFi got all the way up to the 830s, man. That's crazy. All right, and another thing, we need to see what obvious levels are out here. Are there any obvious levels on these low floaters? So looking out here on SIEN, we can see that there's a little bit of a top here at the 217s. Definitely a level that has been touched multiple times. If we extend that to the left, any historical touches back here? Not really, but definitely a lot of touches around that 217 area. This one right here, 250, just hasn't been touched enough to me. Enough, obviously, there. So I would be looking at this 214, 215-ish. But there's definitely some levels that could come into play as resistance, maybe over here at the 350s, and then this little level here, 250. So I don't know, this one isn't too obvious, so I may not leave that one on there. But in this range, trading within this range is what I'm expecting. Next one is WLDS, looking for obvious plays here. What has been touched? So we got a 145, and that's below $2, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. If it goes below 2, I'm just gonna leave it alone. But it is building up, has a top here of the 235s that has been holding it down. Beyond that, it's kind of like blue skies above that. And then MDGS with no PR, so I'm not even gonna worry about analyzing that one. Again, I went over this yesterday, but I want to make sure that I'm going over, what the rules are to follow. Very short rule list. Stocks above $2. Stocks with obvious support levels or resistance levels on the daily chart first. So before I start deducing into anything, I want to see it on a daily chart. 3 abnormally large percent gainers, which we definitely have today on SIEN. 4 stocks. 4 stocks with under 10 million in the float, and then stocks with a catalyst, and then what environment is it in. If the stocks that are competing with the stock that I'm interested in on the day double or triple the volume of what I like, and they have a catalyst, like they're beating it out with the catalyst, then I'm just going to be like, okay, today may not be the day for this stock, right? But the stocks competing with it need to have a catalyst on the day, right? They need to have a hot catalyst. If they're continuation, that's questionable. But if they definitely have a catalyst, I'm going to definitely back off of trying to attack aggressively. All right, so yeah, those were the little rule sets. Like to keep it clean and concise. The market's just open. SIEN is where my eyes are starting today. Has this little level up here above the three, or at the 350s, that's kind of tested during pre-market. We'll see what it wants to do above that. And yeah, Donnell says patience, patience, patience. What's the high of the day for SIEN? Looks like around 350 right there. Let me look on the daily chart. So on the daily chart, TOS right here opening up. This is the little candle out here playing around here around the 3. We have obvious 2 touches on this resistance here at the 350. So maybe a chance to get to the 350, but definitely the next obvious support level is down here at the 219s. This could be something at the 250, but I wouldn't trust it because it hasn't been touched enough for me. I like to see them touches, right? One little touch there. Maybe if it comes down and holds this position at the 250, maybe, but I'm not interested in the 250. I'm interested in maybe the 225s. Right under the 225s will be the starting for that one, but definitely has a chance to get up here to the 350s. Flipping back over to Street Smart Edge, looking for it to get this push up to the 350s to test that level in intraday. Up 79%, up around 3% since the open, and starting to push. Can it push over the 325s and then another 25 cents up to that 350 is the question. Rudy says keep my eye on WLDS as well. WLDS, yep. Up 22% there. 4 million shares traded on it. So we'll see which one of these low floats wants to be the one on the day. Let's go back and look at WLDS on TOS. And this is the level that I just marked, right? The 235s was that high. It's coming back and testing that 235 right now. Now, is that an obvious level? Let's run that back on into the history. We'll extend that to the left. It looks like a previous level where it found a little bit of resistance, but we'll see what that 235 wants to do above the 225s. Can it hold the 220? Oh, wow, it's dashing down a little bit. Didn't even see it over here on the 15-minute, dashing down there. The question is, can it hold the 225s? And now we start the question, when we come over here to these charts, right, the scans, is WLDS at 13% going to attract more eyes than SIEN at 81%, right? And we're thinking like a day trader, right? For now, not so much swing. So as a day trade, on a day trade, would people open up their charts and choose WLDS over SIEN right now? And then what was the other one? MDGS, not really receiving a lot of love. Still only around well, not even 2 million shares yet. But yeah, we're just watching. SIEN did not get that push up to the 350s. I would say yet. We'll see what happens. It's coming on down. Let's go ahead and flip back over here and look on the daily charts for SIEN and see what it. Now there are 3 leaders above SIEN. Carvana still ripping. In pre-market it was at 25. It's up to 27. So it's still going, but it's on continuation. So like I said, when they're on continuation, it's not, you know, it's not as detrimental as if they have catalysts on the day as well. So Tesla, all of these are nice. Tesla with a big gap, big gap up as well from the 234s up to the 247s. NIO, Carvana, and then back over here to SIEN. Still did not get a test of that 350 and just kind of floating out here under the 370. So it's kind of in no man's land right now. No obvious sections have been hit. The other one, WLDS, still holding above that 230, 235-ish level. And I see MDGS just not getting enough trades and getting replaced here by GM, General Motors. So let's see what's happening. GM with a gap up as well. Gap from 36, 39 up to the 37. So a lot of those higher market caps having some gap ups today. If we look at AMD, this one gapped a couple of days ago and looks like it's trying to break out of the 125 level here. It has a 130 as a top. So we'll see what happens there. So a lot of gap ups on the higher floats. Let's flip back over here to this SIEN right at the $3 level. Wonder, can it get that push up? Now this is a little bit of indecision on the 3. Will it break down that whole dollar level of the 3 is the question. NIO taking the lead on the day with Tesla in second, Carvana third, and then SIEN with 8 million shares, needing a little bit more attention on the day. But Carvana, man, it is breaking necks. It may not be the largest gapper, but definitely has been explosive over the last few days. Now we're seeing SIEN hold that whole dollar level of the 3. And on the 15-minute, the breakout was over the 314. So I'm pretty sure, or I'm trying to think, how would I play this if I was a opening trader? Would I be looking for a break and hold over this 315 level here? If I was a opening range trader, would a hold of 315 interest me? That's a 15-cent risk from the $3. And it has a PR and all of that stuff. So let's see what happens at 315. There's the break. Can it hold the 315 and go up there and test this 350 level? And these are 15-minute candles that I'm looking at. Little struggle around that 315. VWAP right now is at the 323 or 310s, my bad, 310s. It's bouncing on that 310 level. Can we see it break and hold over that 315 for the test of the 350? $315s again holding there on the 15, launching up, staying above VWAP at the 310s. 5 cents away from VWAP right now. WLDS falling on down the list. More testing above the 3 here. So it will need to hold above the 310s now. 310s is VWAP. Nice little resistance there. Can it pop back through 310? Little bit of green. Little bit of green. This one has 4 million shares traded on this first candle. NIO coming back down now. Hit a high up there of 844s. Tesla, let's see. Tesla kind of flat. Not any huge moves on Tesla out of the open. Carvana, of course, went up there to the 2735s and coming back down now. Let's look at what the SPY. Oh my goodness, the SPY's all the way up at 430. Big moves on the SPY. That's why these larger market caps are going so crazy. They're moving with the SPY going up to 430. SPY continues to be crazy. Let's look over here on the daily chart for the SPY. So the SPY had a previous level of the 432s that was tested up here that is approaching. 432s right there. And we'll see what happens. And let's see if it's got any other touches back in the past here. Extend that to the left. So it came down into these areas, and I would rather look at it as areas rather than just the price itself. So it has been in these areas, 430s where we've seen turnarounds, 430s where we've seen turnarounds again and again. So this 430 level is a significant level on the daily charts. Let me actually look on let's see, SPY. SPY. Wow, looks a little bit different over here. Okay, so we can definitely see. Oh, I want to zoom in. What is it doing? Okay, so we can definitely see that this level, and this is on the monthly chart. That's why it's looking like this. So this isn't a daily. That's why it looks so different. Okay. Let's go to daily. My bad. I was on the monthly chart. I always look at the monthly chart because most of the time when I use this, I'm looking at crypto. But yeah, coming up to this 430 level, and we've seen multiple dips and rips through this 430 level. So yeah, definitely standing out there. All right, so SIEN coming back up to the 310s, which is VWAP. Will it rip VWAP and go up, or will it find too much resistance here? Let's check the level 2s as well. We got 27,000 shares on the books at 320. Those have not been filled yet, just kind of sitting on the books. We don't know what action is going to happen there, but the 320 is definitely a level of interest. We have the $3 level down here with 10,000 shares. I wonder if that will end up breaking at the $3 level. So two interesting levels on the books there. On SIEN. WLDS ripped all the way back up. All the way back up over VWAP there. VWAP was at the 242s right there. So coming back up after getting extremely close to this this trend. This, I don't even know if this is an accurate trend. I don't even know. I just saw that trend and put it on there, but I think me and Rooster may have been talking about it or something, and I just put it on there. But yeah, interesting. GMWBS, Tesla, Carvana, PLTR, definitely back up there. Oh, it's already there. Ford, AMD making its way up the list as well. And I think that's it. So Snap, we can take that off. WLDS, GM, SoFi, AMD, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. We got the top 10. And the $3 getting retested again. So multiple failures of that 310 hold. Let's go jump out to the daily chart and look where it's coming down to. Still kind of in no man's land. Not any big flushes yet. Rudy called out Invex testing the highs. Invex. Oh yeah, it's definitely on a runner. Let's go and look at the daily chart on Invex. And we'll go over to TOS where we can see this thing bundling up in this section and has this high up here of the 820s, but is definitely making its way downtown. SPY continuing to hold that 430 up there. WLDS coming down a little bit, but this is the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes just ended. And so these first candles give us a nice approximation of where people are sitting. This first hour up here, we can see a lot of buying pressure from the 223s. And we'll see if those longs, if those buyers get defeated and get pushed out of their positions back through the 225s. Or if it will hold up this little area here. On the 15-minute, same thing. Looking for this little area below to get defeated or not. NIO continuing to grapple up. Reliable called out Mara, a slow mover but not the worst chart setup. M-A-R-A. Mara. Okay, so definitely hit a little bottom down. Actually, let's go to the daily chart first. I got to keep these things straight. Look at the daily chart, then break it down to lower time frames. All right, so on Mara, we can see that it had a bottom down here of the 3 or 280s or something like that, close to it. Came up, formed a higher low. So, oh, this is off. Okay, so maybe the $3 formed a higher low up here, but neither one of these have been, actually, no, I can extend this. And we can see that there has been a touch in the past here at the 530s. And then we go up some more, $7. That's, I don't know how obvious that is. Let's look back. Not really a lot of information there. And then we see this big consolidation around the 975s. Big consolidation there. So which way does it want to go off the 975s is the question. And I guess the risk level will be maybe $1 down here to the 870s. And you can kind of just build a position above that 870 level. If it breaks down, hey, it stops you out. If it wants to go higher, great. You know, let's get it. Has a top side up here of the 1050s on Mara. Let's go ahead and WLDS got defeated. What in the world? What in the world just happened? All of these longs in here just got ate up. That's crazy. And I don't want to put this, I really don't trade trends. I trade support and resistance. And that's one of the reasons I don't trade trends. A lot of times they can be broken so easily, way easier than actual support or resistance. So, we'll see what this one wants to do. Definitely giving the longs a run for their money down to the downside. Down 10% on the day. Now at this point, we look at this, it's still a top volume mover, right? But the question we ask ourselves is, are people going to be looking for a low float only up 9% when there's something up 63% on the day? Right? Is this a obvious day trade? Right? That's what I want to ask myself. Is this an obvious day trade? And the other thing is, will this thing even be able to hold $2? right? Because it is definitely getting some movement down, but it's the beginning of the day. Did have a little bit of PR behind it, but definitely got a lot of work to do. SIEN ended up dumping down here, and let's actually look at the daily chart again on that one to reassess this dump. So the obvious levels that I was seeing was at the 215, but that takes some patience. The other level that may get a small bounce is maybe the 250. So I would say wait for confirmation on the 250, see how it acts around the 250, and then go from there. But it could be a spot, but I don't know. Probability, I can't give you an exact percentage because it hasn't been touched enough. SIEN, so still up 61%. Any other? I see Peloton popping up here. PTON up 12%. This is a larger float, but definitely moving. Average true range is 27 cents right now on the calculated 15-minute candles. So I'll add Peloton up here. And WLDS has fallen off of the scan for the top volume movers. So let's put up here Peloton. So we got Tesla, NIO, Carvana, PLTR, SIEN, SoFi, AMD, Ford, Peloton, and Amazon. The movers over 10%, Peloton, SIEN, and we're just waiting on the rest of them. But for right now, the only low float that is still up here is SIEN. And the question is, I mean, look at these other ones. Does Tesla have a PR? Let's look here on the day. Has a lot of news for today. Elon Musk has last laugh on US EV charging. Let me pull this up on the other screen. Okay, Tesla. What is your PR for today? Apple's Vision Pro headset is nice. Here's why I want stuff for today. Any news on Tesla for today? Tesla partnerships with General Motors represents large monetization opportunity. It's a little bit. So it's got some news on it. It's definitely got some things going on there on the day. So we'll definitely watch that one. NIO. Markets turn bullish after Dow rises. Vail Resorts. NIO reports unaudited first. Looks like some earnings or revenue or some kind of reports coming out there on NIO. Company shares trading higher after the company reported Q1 financial results. Carvana. Markets turn bullish, and this is a continuation stock, but it is still outdoing the low floats for today. If we look at SIEN, PLTR now crossing it in volume as well. And let's look at PLTR. We know this is a continuation stock, but a lot of these have been trading like meme stocks. PLTR has been absolutely cranking and cranking and cranking higher. Still, look at it. Look at it. Just look at this. It continues to trade upward, like with a range that is not like what its market cap or what its shares outstanding are indicating. Look how many shares outstanding this thing has, and it has such a big range. It is easy to lose money on these because they can snap back very hard and then just continue in the direction that they were going. The question is, can you handle the pain? If you buy high, it can punish you. Okay, let's go back out here. SIEN. So NIO now has 40 million shares traded. So if I'm interested in SIEN, can it even keep up? I mean, NIO is just putting the nails in the coffin of everybody right now. And it's feeling is this a gap back here? What is this? Okay, that was a big fall down from the 878s down here to the 780s. And it has filled all of that back up on NIO. Not, I don't know if that would be considered a gap down, maybe. Looking back here, yeah, there was a little bit of a gap that it filled there. So it had a little gap between 816 and 825s and filled that entire gap, and it's heading back up towards this level here on the 885-ish, and it has another gap that is actually will enter if it crosses above that 880 right here. So that will be a confirmation. That means it's filled this gap once, and then if it comes back up here, there will be two fills and maybe a possible move higher on NIL, especially with EV and AI being so hot right now. But anyway, SIEN coming back up. All right, so pretty much seen what we're gonna see for today. We've spotted the top low float, and the question is it going to be able to compete and beat out the higher floats that are above it? Still up 66%, trying to get back over the threes. Right now VWAP is at the 303, working its way down with the stock, and so we're definitely watching everything. Today is Friday, and you know, it's one of those days that usually we see sell off, but we're seeing a lot of gap ups and a lot of rips at the beginning of the day today. I don't know if we'll see falls back into previous levels, but we may see some consolidation and some holds of value on some of these stocks. So I would definitely keep that in mind, especially with seeing how the SPY is now ripping over 430s and going and continuing up above 430. So this today is one of those days that if you are into large caps and things like that, you're probably doing pretty well, all things considered, or either you will be doing well once these stocks start to react to the SPY. If they're going to react, I would definitely check how much the SPY affects them. You can check that on FinViz, or there are a couple of sites you can check that, and it's a stat called beta, where you can see what or how the SPY affects a specific ticker name. But anyway, that is the stream for today. I need to go and get some work done. Got a client to go and see. So you guys keep your head on the swivel if you're going to continue trading on Friday. I don't know how much I'll be able to watch the markets today because I got to go and get some things taken care of today. But yeah, I dropped the link in the Discord, or a link in the chat for the Discord. I'll drop it again here. If you want to be a part of the Discord, definitely come and check us out. Reliable Rudy does his streams as well. And he drops his links in there, so you'll see them immediately in the Discord and you'll be able to access those. What else? But yeah, this is the beginning of pretty much summertime. We're seeing a couple of movers that are, you know, a couple of moves in the market that are very intriguing, very interesting. But be careful. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught in the gaze. And yeah, definitely continue to try to take those A+ setups and identify them. You know, even if you don't take them, set up a thesis and be like, okay, I think this is going to happen, and see how right you are based on the facts that you, or the variables that you can put together. But that is it for me today. If you guys enjoyed the content, definitely hit the like button, and definitely consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.